Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I am the Lower Paxton Township Manager, and in typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief summary of tonight's meeting agenda, particularly for the benefit of those who may be watching at home on television. So it's a fairly short business meeting this Tuesday. Under old business, two items which are to take action to adopt the Strategic Management Planning Program Project Report, following which the board will take action to approve the various settlement agreements relative to the ongoing global opioids litigation in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and beyond. Under new business, several actions of which include action to approve a municipal lease purchase agreement with Santander Bank for 3 public safety vehicles, and also action to approve change order number 1 relative to the municipal center reception area renovations project. After that, the board will take action on subdivision and land development items to include a preliminary and final subdivision plan, as well as finally the improvement guarantees. And then after that, the board will take action to approve payment of township and authority bills, hear any final announcements, and then finally take a motion to adjourn. With all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gottschall. We'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors to order. I'd like to ask Supervisor Judd to lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll move now to approval of minutes for the meeting of February 7th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. The Board of Supervisors did meet in executive session prior to this meeting. We'll do so following. Now is the time for public comment. Mr. Minsker, do you have any comments you would like to make this evening?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
I'm Bill Minsker. I reside at 5956 Linglestown Road Rear in the heart of beautiful downtown Linglestown. It is again my pleasure this year to represent Lower Paxton Township Lions Club to enter into the record of tonight's meeting an action that we took at our most recent meeting last Tuesday. We do every year an Officer of the Year for the Lower Paxton Township Police Department, which you may recall. As we do also in October every year, we do the Firefighter of the Year for the 3 township fire companies and an EMS representative from South Central. So last Tuesday, we represented we had our program to represent the police department, having one of their officers recognized as an Officer of the Year, and this man is just amazing. I call your attention to the statistics that our Public Safety Director, Adam, sent to us to verify why Matthew R. Bond, Officer Bond, was being chosen as Officer of the Year. And you will notice he handled 534 cases, 115 more than the average officer took care of last year. He issued 97 traffic citations. He issued 344 warnings. Hopefully none of you were part of that. 60 criminal arrests, 25 non-traffic citations, 49 driving under the influence arrests, and 10 arrests for illicit drugs. He and his wife were present at the meeting last week, and it was just a great meeting. He is a fine officer. He's a fine representative of the 60 officers we have on our force, and I would like to have that record recorded in that action recorded in our minutes tonight. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you to the Lower Paxton Lions for recognizing our outstanding police officers and firefighters throughout the year. Seeing no other public, we will now go to comment by chairman and board members. Chairman has no comments. Board members?
Things are quiet.
Things are quiet.
I just have one comment.
Almost got there.
A lot of residents have called and emailed about the culvert replacement on Fairmont Drive. I just want to let you know that last Monday, the culvert was taken out, and by Thursday, the culvert was put back in. So hopefully by sometime May, June, that'll be totally finished. So thank you to our Public Works and to the contractor that are doing it.
Is Fairmont now open, or is
No,
it still? No, it's still closed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's closed, yeah.
Any other board members? Comments? Seeing none. Mr. Manager, your report.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just two items quickly. Just as a reminder, you may have seen the compost facility is now open for the 2023 season. That being on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. As we know, a permit is required ahead of time, and those permits may be purchased right here at the Municipal Center and also at Hornung's hardware store. Also, as another reminder, the Municipal Center will be closed to the public on Friday, April 7th, this Friday, in observance of Good Friday.
Okay.
They are the only items I have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We will proceed now to old business, where we need to take action to adopt the Strategic Management Planning Program Project Report. And we did have a full report on that, and it has been provided to members of the board. Do we have any questions for Mr. Godshall on the report? Seeing none, would there be a motion to adopt the Strategic Management Planning Program Project Report?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to accept or adopt the Strategic Management Planning Program Report.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. We need to take action to approve, Teva, Allergen, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and distributor settlement agreement relative to the global opioids litigation. Mr. Miller, do you wish to explain that?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In December of 21, Solicitor Stein and I briefed the board on the then settlement arrangements with Janssen Pharmaceuticals and three of the largest pharmaceutical distributors related to opioid epidemic impacts. And as part of those settlements that were ongoing, two additional manufacturers, which are Allergen and Teva, and three of the largest pharmacy chains in the U.S., being CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart, were identified and continued to negotiate separate settlements in this pandemic concern. These settlements resolved in late 2022, and before you is action for the township to enter the settlement agreements as a subdivision party. Now, while the settlements are very substantial in total, a smaller percentage of that will trickle down to subdivisions for use and goes through a pretty complex formula in relation to the opioid impacts and distribution state to state. But ultimately, we should see funds from a settlement, and they are very restrictive in use for future opioid remediation efforts, such as care, mitigation, and treatment and education.
Okay. Any questions, board members?
That would be a township-administered initiative with this money? Like, we don't currently do this.
That's correct. This would be funds for future efforts, possibly partnership with our EMS group that we work with, or police in general. Could be just as general as having supplies on hand to help, or creating education programs to help the community.
Okay, so we can decide how much or how little. I mean, I know there's going to be rules, but like I just want to make clear, we don't currently have a vast system in place for this. The county probably has something, and they have their own drug and alcohol programs.
Those are fair statements, yes.
So I just want to look forward and say, all right, do we have to plan on implementing a major program that we don't currently have, or we can use the money as we see fit within reason?
Essentially, the choice would be ours, but again, the funding could primarily be focused on smaller impact events and activities.
Because once it's up and running, whatever we do, if it's an ongoing thing, the settled money goes away.
Yeah. We would not be mandated to structure new programs, new concurrent programs to have in the future.
Well, that's a good question, but I'm on the board for Dauphin County's Drug and Alcohol, so I think I can speak a little bit to, I mean, so we don't have a specific program, but we do have a police department, and we also have EMS that we use, and so the impact of this opioid pandemic, or, you know, it has affected us absolutely, you know, because all of our officers have to be trained in you know, in identifying people that are overdosing, you know, and be able to treat them, you know, so it touches all of us for sure, and it definitely impacts us financially, even if we don't think that it does. It absolutely does. So this money will go to, I would assume, to being able to help train our officers and EMS to further identify those patients and to be able to treat those patients, because they have to carry Narcan on them, we didn't have to do that 6 years ago, you know, so.
Sam, will they go according when distributing the money? Because we only have, out of the Walgreens, Walmart, we only have the CVS in our township. None of the other, so it doesn't matter.
No, it's not directly
Okay.
tied with where those locations are. They're just general in relation to statistics for the state.
Okay.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the settlement agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve Teva, Allergen, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and distributor settlement agreements relative to global opioids litigation.
So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving now to new business. We need to take action to approve a municipal lease purchase agreement with Santander Bank for 3 public safety vehicles. Mr. Miller, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'll mention very quickly, this lease agreement is for 3 of the 4 budgeted new police vehicles, or 2023 Ford Explorer and Interceptors. Staff took 3 independent financing quotes, and Santana was the most financially advantageous at 5.107%. We are feeling the effects of what's going on out there in the industry a bit, but thankfully lower volume cost here for the bottom line. These are on-lot acquisitions, so we do not have to wait for an ordering delay as we saw in 2022.
Oh, good. Good. Questions, board members? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the lease purchase agreement?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve a municipal lease purchase agreement with Santander Bank for 3 public safety vehicles.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we need to take action to approve a change order number 1, which I guess presupposes more change orders to come, from East Coast Contracting, Inc. for the reception area renovations now underway at the municipal building. And what is the change, Mr. Godshall?
Yes, sir. Members of the board, the change order number 1 with contractor East Coast Contracting, Inc. Increases the total contract price by $2,030.58 and also extends the approved contract term until June 30th. The price increase comes as a result of several minor infield construction design changes, and the time extension comes as a result of longer lead times for various materials. Both of these items, the price increase and contract term extension, have been reviewed by township staff and engineers and is recommended for board approval this evening.
Questions, board members?
So East Coast is the one that recommended the change for whatever you're doing out there?
Both. It was for several items. Some were recommended by the contractor, some recommended by staff and the architect. So, but all of the items were very minor. A few hundred here, 1,500 there, to get to the 2,000. Some.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the change order?
And Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve change order number 1 from East Coast Contracting, Inc. for the reception area renovations at the reception center, at the municipal center.
At the municipal. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye? Aye. Thank you. Now moving on to subdivision and land development, we have to take action to approve a preliminary and final subdivision plan and lot addition for 2150 Parkway West. This plan pretty much moves some property from one parcel to another. Do you have anything
Yes.
else to add, Brad? It seems sort of
That's
straightforward.
that's about it. Yes, sir.
Any questions about that? Okay, seeing none, is there an action to approve the preliminary and final subdivision plan for 2150 Parkway West?
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And that takes us to our improvement guarantees, of which there are 6. Any questions relative to the improvement guarantees? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the improvement guarantees?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the improvement guarantees, Poplar Street, Lingelstown Fire Company, 1250 Colonial Road, Blue Ridge Village, Phase 3, 5912 Lingelstown Road, in the Estates of Union Deposit.
So moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And now we have payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Treasurer.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay the bills of Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Does anybody have any additional announcements? Okay, our next meeting will be a workshop meeting 1 week from tonight, Tuesday, April 11th at 7 p.m. here in this room. And I know there's been a lot of rumors and disinformation, et cetera, circulating relative to the trash bids that have come in. So next week at the workshop meeting, Mr. Gottschall and Mr. Miller will be presenting the results of those bids. There are a number of different components to it, and the board will hear that analysis. So we will not vote on awarding the contract next week. That will take place 2 weeks from tonight. So there's ample time for public input next week and a week between public information and the actual vote. So tune in next week. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.